the number 1 seed like you were talking about, Saginator and Fire Alpha on the DPS. Fizzy Drink manning that tank role, Turbo Turtles and Schmidia on that support line as well.
Yeah, and of course, they're coming from the North Dakota State University, so all the way up there. I mean, obviously they have shown throughout the season that they are a team to be reckoned with, to be feared, and they are on the road right now to potentially go to that grand finals, take the title all the way for themselves. Now we're gonna have Mustang Varsity on the other side, of course, which is the team they're playing against. Nothing weird. Morningside University coming at you. Ace and Mew on DPS. Ben Killer Ben HD. We just call him Ben HD for short, is what they're requesting. Nimaja and Hidden Pants on the support behind them. And even though we have a little bit of the emergency sub coming in from you, they have been together for an entire season at least. They have done really well. Had a very close quarterfinals, getting here with a 3-2 win over the Peru State University. But they are so far not necessarily disappointing against Bison Yellow. Yeah, that second point looked a little less close, but it is hard to get through that choke point. And they did some very, very fun dance moves. This is not going to be the same Overwatch you saw before. You can already see it on the hero picks. You're going to get some Zarya coming out with Fizzy Drinks and Ben HD Killer on the Reinhardt. That's what we love to see.
Yeah, I mean, I love Zarya Reinhardt gameplay. Again, it's not the same as, the Maryville versus Fisher tank matchup because, well, this is a little bit lower in that, but it still should be some banger Overwatch. So we see Mustang Varsity trying to get in as gonna have to deal with the setup from Bison Yellow with those symmetric turrets. A nice Maywall coming in there from Sage, taking a lot of damage on the Mustang Varsity there, but still no picks. But just as I say that, two come in the way of Bison Yellow, cleaning house as Fire Alpha on the Symmetra as Bison Yellow take this first point.
Very well done. I mean, Bison Yellow just came in with the Symmetra teleport and then put up the May wall so that Mustang couldn't also put up a teleport. I don't know if they were going to anyways, but they definitely couldn't, even if they wanted to. The Bison Yellow putting up straight control. Turret nest has been set up. How are you going to get through this door?
While Saginator almost going down there would have been a huge opening for Mustang Varsity. Now they are going to look to teleport straight to the point here, and well, just to do a little bit of ring around the rosy, they're going straight to the point and taking the capture without the fight. And now NHB Killer is going to take the shatter down, lining them all up, as that is going to be a huge fight win for Mustang Varsity.
What a play. I mean, that is why you play on the point if you have the May Symmetra going on. You know that's where they have to end up eventually. That's where you set up your turrets and everything. I know the choke is cool, but as soon as they teleport past you, kind of done. And the retake with the Symmetra is hard to do, but when you do it that way, it's going to be great.
As now, Bison Yellow over to that Reinhardt here to try to match it out here. We'll see if it can work for them. Ace, like you said, almost has this Photon Barrier online as the push coming in. Saginator with this Blizzard coming online as well. But they're going to go down before that any picks really go into the way of Bison Yellow. But just as I say that, they come through. Fire Alpha over the Bastion, finding two. Enough for Bison Yellow to come back and take that fight.
Very well done. A little scrappy, but good ultimate usage. Just going past the barrier of Ace as soon as that came out as well. Just going to be a couple of ultimates down, of course, but they have a couple more coming. And Mustang is also looking at about 4. It's going to be a very even fight when it comes to it. Just one DPS ult missing on either side, and there is the artillery strike to start off.
Yeah, Mew coming in. Not going to find really much damage, though, but still a good entry as Fizzy Drinks goes down. It's the perfect opening for Mustang Yellow University to come into this early on and, well, clean up all the picks they need.
What a start. They just keep on smacking into each other. These fights are so decisive, too. Like, we've had, 4 fights already, and we're barely halfway through the map. It's crazy. Bison Yellow coming up again. They're coming up on a bunch of ultimates. They didn't actually manage to charge those up in the last fight because they just died so quickly. The Mustang Varsity still sitting on their support ult, so they should be able to sustain at least a little bit, but not with the Fire Strike insta-kill.
2 Fire Strikes coming through, finding picks on both the supports here, but in the end, Bison Yellow are back in the driver's seat, coming in with Fizzy Drinks taking down Mew. Fire Alpha getting in on that kill feed as well, and coming back strong, 58 and counting now.
Ben HD, definitely the king of the shatter so far. Fizzy Drinks, I don't think Fizzy Drinks has even shatter. If they have, didn't really see the value of it, but they have it online now. This is the time to start showing your Reinhardt prowess. or any well, your fizzy drinks at least.
I mean, we'll see with Fire Alpha using this artillery strike early on, just looking for someone. Gonna try to take down Mew, but gonna only find... Oh, okay, they find Mew in the end with that last one right there. Now the Coalescence coming online from Hidden Pants, trying to keep this fight going in, or at least somewhat competitive. Shatter comes through, lands it on to the 2 there, and Bison Yellow continuing to hold on and looking to clean up this fight and take round number 1.
Yeah, they're going to be able to do it. No one's going to be able to touch. That's 100 to 75. Definitely a close affair, and indeed, Bison Yellow still takes out the win on that first objective. However, there's at least 1 and maybe even 2 more to go, so not down and out just yet if you are Mustang Varsity. Of course, Morningside University, the Mustang Varsity team, they are looking to upset here. It has been a long season. They haven't really faced off against each other before, since there were indeed 2 groups that they came from the Heartland division in particular. But yeah, I mean, now that they are here and playing against each other, that is a lot of unknown information that you're running into. Looking at their entire seasons as well, they both have a pretty good record. Bison Yellow did actually drop a match at some point, but Mustang Varsity 6-0. It's like while they're 4th seed, that is mostly not differential more than anything else.
Yeah, so I mean, hey, it could, and so far it's been an incredibly close match, and I hope for more of that going forward, as Ben HD is going to be on this Orisa, going to go kind of low, still going to get that healing though from Nima on the Baptiste, and as well as Hidden Pants, but these both teams are really fighting for positioning at the moment. Who can come out on top with this first pick? And there it is, Fire Alpha on the Junkrat, on to his counterpart, and well, Bison Yellow is going to be able to come in with the first fight win off the back of some nice plays.
Fizzy drink, just finishing it out with a couple of swings. Fire Alpha with a couple of nades in there. I mean, it's a lot of damage in close spaces. It's all what Control Center is about, and now they can set up no more Symmetra to teleport past here quite quickly, so you have to worry about this May wall.
Yeah, you do indeed. This is a very hard choke to push through if Mustang Varsity continue to do it. And there it is. There's the nice Maywall, but it's going to be broken immediately by Mustang Varsity, keeping Ben HD in the fight here. But the Shatter's going to come online, knock down the opposition. The follow-up is there from Fizzy Drink as well, taking the supports out. Mustang Varsity cannot push right now.
No, they definitely cannot. There's just too much firepower coming their way. Ace super low as well. It's got to get healed up quickly. Will be able to do so. But look at the ultimates as well. Like they've charged up a couple of Mustang Varsity, but other than Shatter, Bison's got everything.
Yeah, they do, and Ace is already out of the fight there, Glass. This is not looking good for him right now. The Terror Surge is going to come through and going to find Saginator. But again, it's still a little bit overwhelming from Bison Yellow right now. They've still got the upper hand. They can't afford, if they lost Schmidt there, that might have changed things back for them, but that's just not going to be the case. It's a very split take as Ben HD Killer all alone going down to Fire Alpha as Bison Yellow are up to 75%.
Look at the Junkrat as well, using the elimination concussion mine to also reposition yourself to get back into firing at other people quicker. Just fun mechanics to see out of Junkrat players. Junkrat's evolved so much since the good old days of like the J-Krat, etc. It just becomes so much more of a so much more skill expression from even at any tier of play, really.
Yeah, of course. But hey, there's a Riptire coming onto the Schmidt. But again, I think it's just a consolation prize here, Classy, as Mustang Varsity need to be able to touch the point, but it's just not possible with Turbo, with the Amp Matrix locking it down. Bison Yellow, take map number 1.
Nice window to watch the final elimination go through. Turbo Turtles definitely pulling that one out.
Come out of spawn because you can't really tell until it's really locked up. But it looks like for right now, Mustang Varsity is going to be sticking really with this brawl comp.
They are. We do see a little bit of a change in the DPS lineup. Ace coming out on the Soldier. Soldier coming through a little bit more on these type of maps that have some high ground, but also have a little more flank potential. Of course, a great DPS to just consistently put down fire and damage, but also be able to relocate in a very safe way. It's hard to get really down on top of a Soldier. And while Saginator is currently showing the Sojourn, which to a lot of people would be considered the the harder but also potentially more value version of Soldier. There is a lot to be said for Soldier, especially on maps that are more open like this. Like the ultimate also finds a lot more value when there isn't a lot of choked up space, which a shield just stops everything.
Yeah, and I mean, you also don't need to rely on that aim intensiveness of the overclock if you can't land those headshots or land those consistent damage with that those charged rail shots. Soldier brings a little bit more capability to you, but well, Soldier's not in the fight anymore. This Fire Alpha is just going to come in with some picks on the Bastion and, well, allow Bison Yellow to steamroll to first point here.
Of course, we did have Bison Yellow selecting to attack first, so they clearly want to set down momentum. They want to set down an example and a goal for Mustang to either look up against and be like, can we even make this? And at least mentally challenge them in that situation. But for now, it's a very aggressive posture from Fizzy, who almost goes down instantly after going out that door.
Yeah, oh my goodness, a lot of people very low on Bison Yellow right now. Gonna get healed up by Turbo Turtles and company there before they can really push into Mustang Varsity, who has set up on this high ground. But right now, just really vying for position. No one's really doing anything. Sageinator gonna go a little bit low here, but still nothing doing quite yet. Oh, just as I say that, Fire Alpha comes in with a pick yet again, and the Nima-G gonna go down there, and well, that's just gonna open everything up for Bison Yellow yet again, coming in, cleaning house off the point.
I'm really wondering what Mustang's even able to do at this point. Bison doesn't have to invest any ultimates. Of course, they aren't also using any on Mustang because they didn't have him yet, but we are going to get in sort of equal ult fight soon. The only one that's really behind is Schmidiot on the Lucio. Maybe Mew on the Bastion as well, but that charges up quite quickly usually.
Yeah, it definitely does. As Ben HD is already back to the point here. Shatter online if so needed. But there goes Fizzy Drink from behind, knocking down 4 there. The Shatters trade do come through, but Ben HD is going to be the one to come through, taking Turbo Turtles down, but it might not be enough. Still, trades coming through, and the Coalescence being invested by Hidden Pants. This is definitely winnable, and it will be won by Mustang Varsity.
That is such a rare occurrence that you get both Shatters landing at the same time and actually stunning each other. I mean, how often does it happen when Run Reinhardt just does it a little sooner and then they get stunned out of their own Shatter? Yeah, but this time it didn't happen, and more key members of Bison Yellow came on the ground, were in the wrong place where Mustang Varsity could just, put them in a barrel and shoot them all up.
As artillery strike coming in from Fire Alpha, taking away the immortality field as Fizzy Drinks though is going to go down as Ben HD with the Amp Matrix is going to find 2 with their fire strike. It might go down here though thanks to Fire Alpha, but no, they will not. The peel is there for the rest of Mustang Varsity.
Yeah, big shield in the way kind of does not help when you want to throw a lot of bullets at an enemy. Fizzy Drink is going to have to try and match the value that Ben HD is currently getting. The Amp Matrix was really everything that they needed, of course, that can come out in a trade. It's harder to position. That's like the problem that they're having. They're trying to figure out a way and put this amplification matrix down. They haven't really found a way to do so, but they can put them a little bit in a corner to put it out. This could be a good spot to do it.
Yeah, definitely just speeding the point, taking that positioning away from Mustang Varsity. Now the Amp Matrix can come through from Turbo Turtles, and Fire Alpha is going to take full advantage of that, taking Ace out of the fight. Ben HD in the back line, though, trying to find a pick. They do lose Fizzy Drinks in the meanwhile. Shatter comes through, knocks down 3. They might be able to keep things going for Mustang Varsity, and they do with the artillery strike coming through from Mew.
Ben HD is just the linchpin in this entire team right now. Just Fizzy Drink is not able to have the same survivability or value from their ultimates so far, and it's not necessarily Fizzy's fault. Like, there's always, of course, a lot going on, but definitely it's Ben HD being able to be that part of their team that is survivable but also very deadly and able to set up these plays.
Oh, but a huge play coming in response. Fire Alpha with the artillery strike, taking Ace down. Coalescence is there from Hidden Pants, but is it enough to stave off the aggression coming in from Sageinator on the back? They've lost Fire Alpha. The Shatter comes down onto 2. The cleanup is there, but is it enough to deal with Ben HD, who shuts the Shatter down, takes out Fizzy Drink? They do fall in the end, though, so there's still a chance for Bison Yellow, but Ace with the more consistent damage, taking Turbo Turtles down. Schmidia is trying to capture this point, but it's not going to happen in the end. Mustang Varsity continue the hold.
Oh, he almost got out. Oh, it was so
goodness.
unfortunate for Schmidia. But yeah, I mean, Turbo Turtles going down there in the duel against Ace. Schmidia wasn't quite there to help them out. They already had gone on over to the card, and in the end, it's again Ben HD that holds the fight together for long and hard enough.
Oh my goodness, Classy. This is looking really good for Mustang Varsity right now, but, well, Saginator comes through with a pick on Mew. That consistent damage that the Bastion provides no longer there. Now the Amp Matrix coming through is going to be enough to force the positioning away from Mustang Varsity, allow Bison Yellow to get to the point, but Tac Visor coming through might be enough to stave off this, but no, and they do 0.1 meters, and Mew finds Saginator. There's still a chance for Mustang Varsity to keep this hold going on point number 2, and Ben HC is back finding picks. The charge coming in, gonna be able to take down Fire Alpha. No, still alive for the moment, but they're gonna have to regroup, and they go down to a Fire Strike late.
This is just Ben HD putting the team on his back. Like,
moment.
We know the Reinhardt cinematic. Your team needs you, and Ben HD says, yes, they do, and I will deliver. He's busting through the wall, putting a shield in front of his team, and then smacking the Bastion unit when it comes in. Fire Alpha looking scared and is just there again. This fight's over before it starts, or is it? The sound barrier is huge.
Sound barrier is used and Mew comes in, but Ben HD is still alive. Can they be the hero once again? No, the artillery strike takes them down. Fire Alpha says, this is my turn to be the hero, coming in clutch for Bison Yellow, and they now have a lease on life for point number 3.
Oh, where's Reinhardt? There is Reinhardt. Finally, Fizzy Drake gets the better of him. They needed the artillery strike, the Omnics and the Crusaders working together, but they did make it happen and brought down the big bad man with the hammer. Bison Yellow now have to get to this last point with barely a minute remaining. They do have some ultimates in the bag. They can push through, and they finally broke that hold, but it's still a tall order.
It really is. Ace is going to go down, though. I was going to say, trying to get that nice frontline damage, but not going to be able to do that when you're back in spawn. Overclock coming through from Saginator. Nemaha is going to go down as well. Saginator coming in clutch with the overclock, as that might be, and with the coalescence coming in as well from Hidden Pants, the Bison Yellow are set up to probably complete this map.
Almost got the penetration shot as well on both Hidden Pants and Nemaha there, or Mew there. Now, yeah, I mean, it's one more fight, but it's also, that's for time-wise, they only have one more fight. The Shatter is ready for Fizzy, but it's not far off from Ben. They'll get it with 1 or 2 fire strikes. The charge cancel for both of them.
Yeah, the Shatter comes through right in the face of Ben HD, taking them all down, and there they go. There's Turbo Turtle also uses the Amp Matrix there to get that consistent damage, and they're going to be able to collab with time on the board.
4.2 seconds, that's crazy. I mean, anything under a minute means that, yeah, they only have to capture the last point. It's fine, they can do it in overtime, but it's still good to have some time left. Still something on the mental that you just put the last point within a minute. But yeah, I mean, Ben HD there actually could have blocked the Shatter. They had their shield up, and then all of a sudden, as the Shatter came out, they dropped it. It was like, it was really, really sad to see. It was like, but you had it up, why didn't you drop it? It was like the opposite reaction sort of happened in their head, but, you know, everyone makes mistakes every now and then. We'll see what's going to happen in the next round. Of course, Bison Yellow chose to attack first, so they wanted to set a precedent. They wanted to say, we're going to push you to the end and show you how much time there is left. It's not a lot of time, but they did complete the map. So now it's up to Mustang Varsity to push in, and they are going to have a harder time putting up some of these plays. Like, a lot of especially Ben was doing was very much sort of laying in wait and ambushing rather than making the move themselves. And that's going to be harder to do when attack, because of course they don't have to come to you. You have to go to them to get that point.
Yeah. And I mean, we can allow Ben HD, right, to have one misstep after that Herculean hold, right? I think we can allow that, Classy. And again, like you said, they did only get it to 4.2, so if Mustang Varsity capped with more than a minute on the clock, it's not going to really matter in the end, but we'll see right now. I mean, if they continue to be able to empower Ben HD like they were on that defense, this is going to be a very contested attacking phase for Mustang Varsity.
Quick engage, of course, they want to get there as soon as possible and don't waste any time.
Definitely not, as they're going to come in. Already damage coming out onto both these two teams at the moment. They're going to teleport out up to that high ground, but they've lost Hidden Pants now. Unless they can find a huge pick on off the back of that, this is probably going to be a one fight for Bison Yellow, and there it goes. The picks come through. They did lose Saginator in the end, but it's just a consolation pick as Mustang Varsity have to regroup.
That was very optimistic to say if I was already over, because BenHD was in position to do something, but didn't quite get it all. There were enough members around, enough utility and healing left to deny BenHD. Another one. 3 minutes left on the clock, one fight down. I mean, at this point, they're only going to have 3 more fights. They're going to have to really push it in order to be able to get that first point.
Yeah, as now the push comes in here for Mustang Varsity. BenHD looking to, oh no, Hidden Pants goes down yet again here. This is not what you wanted to see. Fire Alpha now has free range with little to deal with, as Bison Yellow continuing to look strong now.
Again, that at least was a shorter one, so they don't waste another full minute on a fight. But, you know, now they're going to have 2.5 minutes. So, again, 3 to 4 fights, potentially. BenHD going into position, leaving their team aligned a little bit. Like, if there's a lot of spam coming through this, that's how you get eliminated when you're not behind that Reinhardt shield. Aggressive charge in, but BenHD is the only one that makes it through. Everyone else is going through the train or isn't even through the choke yet. And they could just take them out. They could do it right here, and they do. Yeah. Not enough support was there yet.
Yeah, Immortality Field a little over through the head just a little bit, and Mew falls down to that grenade of Fire Alpha, as Mustang Varsity have to hold out and wait for these respawns to come back.
A little bit more, less than 2 minutes, but the ultimates are starting to come online, especially that Shatter of Ben we know is just gonna have a very big value usually. They still have to start and find it, and Fizzy has their Shatter online as well. We could go for another counter Shatter shenanigan.
Yeah, with the overclock coming in, there's the Shatter coming out. It's gonna only lay on to Turbo Turtles there. Saginator finding 2 with the overclock, and the Shatter in response from Fizzy Drink is there as well from Bison Yellow to keep things going their way. Down it goes, a minute 20 still on the board for Mustang Varsity.
Fizzy was so ready for it. They're so ready for the Shatter to come through. They actually blocked it, most of it, for the shield. Just Turtles was a little to the side of it. But yeah, Fizzy starting to read this Reinhardt duel a little bit better, and Ben actually did not take the duel anymore. They're going for the Sigma. A little more adaptability. That shield is much better against the Bastion as well.
Yeah, they gotta figure it out here. A minute on the clock here, and now the Ant Matrix comes through. Gonna be using that Kinetic Grasp in response, but Ace is gonna find Schmidt, but it's just not gonna be enough, it looks like right now. BenHD is trying, as they will, with these Hyperspheres to take this damage, force out Bison Yellow, but it's just not possible quite just yet. Because, well, maybe not. They might be able to get Fire Alpha out of this fight. The healing is gonna be there, but not enough, as BenHD finds the pick, and now Mustang Varsity are walking forward, looking for more in this fray, as they've used the artillery strike as well from Mew to force positioning away. Fire Alpha gonna be using theirs from spawn here to try to turn the tide back in their favor. The artillery strike coming through, taking Mew down. There is still trades, and it looks like Mustang Varsity have the upper hand in it as Schmidt falls.
Such a good swap to the Sigma. It was like, and the choice they were making as well, right? Like Fizzy Drink sort of charges, walks past the Sigma, and then BenHD is, you know what? You're fine to go past me. My team can kite you. Your team cannot kite me because I'm Sigma. I can shoot spheres at them from a longer range. I am a ranged hero, and I can still keep myself safe from range as well. So in the end, I am the better tank to DPS your DPS and your supports. Took down Fire Alpha and took down a little bit more afterwards as well, while their own team, Mustang Varsity, was just kiting Fizzy Drink. Didn't have to worry about anything. Let's see if that trend continues, because they've got their ultimate now. It could be very tricky and very helpful to take the high ground away from them.
It really could be, but losing Neiman is not what you want to see in this early fight. And now Mew falls down. McVitic Flux does find some damage, but there's just no follow-up when you've lost so many players already, as the rotate out from Mustang Varsity has to come through.
There's a good Immortality Field coming up from Turbo Turtles there to make sure the Flux didn't find anything. But this is how survivable BenHD is going to be now. They were survivable on the Reinhardt, but now they're on Sigma. And Sigma's worse. Sigma can be kept alive very well, has their own tools, like especially when you use the kinetic grasp, you're basically invulnerable because no one's really going to shoot at you. You don't want to give them more overheal, and that gives your healers so much time to heal you back up to full, so you kind of get a second life.
Ooh, Amp Matrix comes down. Nemaha back to spawn yet again. Fire Alpha on this Bastion is now a one-man wrecking crew for Bison Yellow. HT is going to go down to those kinetic or those hyperspheres as it's down to 60 seconds for Mustang Varsity.
Yeah, Nemaha going down fairly early in the last two fights, so at the start basically, and that's not helpful if you want to, if you want to win fights, because you just need extra support, extra damage. We'll have the amplification matrix as well. It's a huge tool in the current state of the game, so let's hope that they can't find that early pickup again.
As Ben is going to go a little bit aggressive. Going to be able to get the healing there thanks to the Coalescence. Shatter comes out only onto Nemaha as the artillery strike finds the DPS. Coalescence still on the board, but it's just not enough to stop the aggression coming out from Bison Yellow for the moment. As they flows Nemaha, now Ben HT going to spawn as Hidden Pants follows quickly afterwards. 10 seconds to go.
Oh, that is so hard to see. Can you get through? The focus onto the Baptiste has been gigantic, and now Mew will go down before anything even happens. Where's your damage? Well, your damage is not going to be there in time, even if you would have had it. Bison Yellow wins the map and gets a 2-0 lead in the series. They're on match point.
Yeah.
Time to start this particular map. We did see Ben HD go over to the Sigma in the previous map, but at some point they also were on Orisa a little bit, on Elysian Tower. So they have some other tanks in their arsenal. They just haven't seen fit to use them all that much. And I was saying it before. I was saying, I think if you start on the Sigma, you might be able to make more use of the way that that hero plays into the composition that Bison Yellow is doing. Particularly against the Bastion, the Sigma is just a more preferred hero, just by the way that their mitigation works. Use a little bit of shield, a large part of your health pool, and most of your kinetic grasp. Just deny most of what the configuration tank is able to do, and then you're in a really good place to just roll over the Bastion the rest of what they have. They'll lose a lot of damage, and you can kind of control the fight from there. Not choosing to go for it this time. They start with the Reinhardt. They want to go for that straight-up German Hammer matchup, but Sage Nader and Fizzy Drink will take down two.
That's a gross shot coming in from Sageinator there, just pretty much winning the fight off the back of that. And then the rest of Bison Yellow there to clean house on the remaining. You can't really go away without that Lucio no longer than the board.
A little bit of a reminder of the last match where we had Tree just popping off in the Sojourn 24/7, but Sage Nader doing the same thing for their team. They don't need a 50 kill streak with their overclocks. They can just get that one shot in.
Yeah, that's all you really need. You don't, like you said, you don't need those 50 kill streaks. You only need one key target, and you can pretty much win the fight off the back of it. Now with the charge coming in from Ben HD, trying to force positioning away, but while they're down and out, okay, maybe not. Ben HD with the fire strike, finding two, but again, I think it's just a little bit too much to overcome. Shadow going to come out. They're trying to do it all themselves here right now, but it's just going to be a little bit too tall of a task to ask, as Bison Yellow are close to 70 or up to 70% now.
But I love that he tries it. That's all I can say. I love that Ben HG just goes in and says, you know what? No, I can clutch this because I've done it before. But this time around, it all depends on which heroes are still alive, right? Yeah. If the wrong ones are alive, they have too much utility to deny the follow-up. You can't get them quick enough. They will get this point for free. No one will be able to touch anymore. 100-0 on point 1 as we go over to the next checkpoint. And you saw Mustang also waiting, be like, so which point is it going to be? Where do we have to run? And unfortunately, the pathing is very clear for Bison. They might get there first as well.
Yeah, Ben HD having shades of Romani there, trying to clutch up in a 1v5. But this time not with a Junker Queen, with a Reinhardt. Not going to be able to happen. But yeah, it's going to be unfortunate. Bison Yellow already be able to set up onto the point here. And Nemaha is going to go down after they use that Amp Matrix. But Sound Barrier going to come in. And Schmitty down. They do not have an opportunity to use that of their own. So this is going to be Mustang Varsity just coming back and finding those picks and being able to come back and take this first point.
Nader gets that one pick on the hidden bands at the end, but will be a clean elimination streak from Ace. Not really getting the full Ace, so they didn't go quite true to their name, but these guys got that out. It's good. The Bastion is supposed to do a lot of damage. It's good that Ace got it done and finally actually put down some numbers on the board, because it was looking a little dry on their end so far. This is Fire Alpha that's been getting most of the value there.
Artillery strikes coming in for both of the bastions here. But in the end, it's going to be, oh, maybe not. Fire Alpha's going to find 2 just in this, that tank configuration. Now another one coming in. Fire Alpha, you know, is the one-man wrecking crew like they were on Midtown, capturing the point all by themselves here, Classy.
Yeah, I know we were talking too much. We were talking Ace up too much. I'm sorry, Fire Alpha. You were feeling left out while you showed us, didn't you? Very well, and nicely done from Fire Alpha. And like the difference between, because of course Mew has been an Ace, like sort of swapped to which hero they're on now.
Shatter comes out and Fizzy Drinks lines them all up. Saginator with the overclock coming through as well as Bison Yellow continue their hold on this point.
Yeah, I was talking about the adjustment that they made in Mustang, like swapping Ace and Mew around in like the hero that they play, because it was Mew on the Bastion, Ace on the Soldier in the previous maps. But so far it's not necessarily not been working out. It just has been still working out for Bison. So yeah, they need a little bit more. But now the Shatter's aligned for Ben HD, and it's not there for Fizzy.
Shatter gonna come through, but it's only gonna land onto the shield. The sound barrier coming in as well from Schmidia to keep things going their way, but they lose Fire Alpha in the meanwhile. But still, Bison Yellow are gonna be able to get these picks in their favor. They do lose the point for the meanwhile, so they're not gonna get this point as when they probably would have if they did not lose that.
It's fine. Like it goes so quick on Flashpoint. It's not control where it's like a 1.2 per percent. It's like 2% per second almost. It's really fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be very, very, very annoying for Mustang to try and get back into. It's very hard as well. They will get control over this point first. The map is in their favor in this situation. But of course, already 2-0 down. Bison Yellow on the map and match point here.
Yeah, up to match point here. Grand finals point as well. Mustang Varsity looking to stop their elimination for a little bit longer. Trying to pull the reverse sweep on Flashpoint, but losing Ace early on to Saginator's disruptor shot is not what you wanted to see as the artillery strike takes down Nimaha. As that is a very clean fight from Bison Yellow.
They just walk in and take what they want. Mustang Varsity was trying to keep the vault closed, but it opened up. They didn't even have to put in the code. It just brute forced it. Bison Yellow. Already, I mean, of course, already 20% and counting. Like, this goes up very quickly. But, I mean, ultimates are there for both teams. Once again, there's not really a lot of advantage that Mustang is getting from any of these fights.
Yeah, as the Shatter comes out to Mew and NHD go down. And Matrix in response, forcing back people from Bison Yellow, but they lose Ben HD in the meanwhile. So it's still not really enough to open it up. This artillery strike could be huge if they can find a pick, and Fizzy Drinks is out of the fight. Now is Saginator. This is an opening Mustang Varsity we're desperately looking for, especially if they can find Fire Alpha before they can start finding picks. Now it's just the supports left on the point, and Mustang Varsity are going to look to collapse on them and take them out and send them back to spawn.
Oh,
but
this
maybe
time
not.
Turtles wins the duel against the Soldier, but Ben HD is back, and he gets charged away by Fizzy Drinks. The Shatter comes through. This isn't over, but it's almost there. We're getting close to the overtime.
We are getting close to overtime. This the sound barrier from Schmidia as well. There is a prominence from Mustang Varsity though. They've got these DPS. They've got Ben HD, but no while any longer. And Fire Alpha's back from spawn, taking Ace down. Artillery strikes onto the points, taking Hidden Pants down. New falls afterwards. Overtime bar ticks away. Bison Yellow take the map and the series in a 3-0 fashion.
They don't go down without a fight, and what a fight it was there from Mustang Varsity. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough this time around to really get the win, but nothing bad can really be said about the Mustang Varsity squad here. Of course, coming from the Morningside University, just to reiterate that, I know we've called it Mustang Varsity entire